Good morning, everybody. It's 20 past 11. It's Jim White, it's Simon Jordan, and it's Arsenal Invincible Martin Keown, and we are live on talkSPORT. We come into this building of a morning, and we plan what we're going to be discussing between 10 and 1. And sometimes we change the order of that because there's a bit of breaking news. There has been a bit of breaking news this morning, and it's of the massive variety. Because Jürgen Klopp has announced his decision to step down as manager of Liverpool at the end of this season. It's over beyond the end of this season for Klopp at Liverpool. And his reasons for it, amongst others, is that it's all about energy. And he's short on energy at the moment. And he says, I'm absolutely fine now, but I know I cannot do the job again and again and again and again. And that's why he's stepping down. Incredible as it sounds. Simon's with me, so too is Martin Keown. Here's a fellow who knows everything Liverpool. Eats, sleeps, drinks the club. Of course, was part of the management team at one stage, but before that was a player of distinction. Liverpool legend Phil Thompson joins us live. Phil, good morning to you. What was your reaction when you first heard this, Phil?
Absolutely devastated. It came through on my phone. I was actually in an O2 store. And it came through from you guys there, and it said on the Klopp News. And I asked the guys in there and said, we don't know. And all the people in there were absolutely shocked, absolutely devastated. One of the lads in there was just, he looked brokenhearted. And I just think, and I was looking and I thought, oh my goodness, why? Why now? What's happened? Because not knowing.
Yeah.
But then when you read the reasons for it, guys, it's, I've seen a change in Jürgen Klopp last season. After going for the quadruple the season before, if he'd have said halfway through last season, I'd have understood it, because watching the energy had drained out of him last season, and I thought, the way the team performed, the way Jürgen was, I thought he's lost that drive, he's lost that energy, as the players all had. And now seeing him this season, he's got it back. He's there. So this is, at this timing, is a massive shock.
I'm looking at some of the words as you speak, Phil, and many Liverpool fans, I can tell you, hanging on your every word, listening to you on talkSPORT this morning. Klopp has added, Phil, I told the club already in November. So, Phil, they've known, the hierarchy have known since November. And Simon made a great point a moment ago to me off air. It does prove that you can keep something quiet in football. That it does prove that if you all close ranks and pick the right moment to announce something, you can do it. And that's what Liverpool and Jürgen appear to have done.
Well, our club and the owners have been very good at doing things like that. We did have a way of doing a lot of our transfers and things. Yes, things always get out, but they have been very good at how they've dealt with things like that. And this, if he told them in November, I tell you, there's not a lot, particularly on Merseyside, that you can keep quiet. There will be a taxi driver who will know before anybody else. And it's just, thinking back, and I know a few of the guys have been on talking about, he's like Bill Shankly, whatever. The news when Bill Shankly, back in 1974, when he was retiring, this is as devastating as that news was to people. And you might be saying that's a little bit. But this guy's took us to the pinnacle of world football again. This guy has changed things for us Liverpool fans. This guy has brought us back honour. This guy has, without Jürgen Klopp and his Liverpool side, Man City would have run away with everything. There wouldn't have been anybody else to test Pep Guardiola and his Manchester City squad. So this fella has brought so much to the game. He's improved players. He's made players better. Sadio Mane, good player, came, absolutely made him a world star. Mo Salah, good player, made him an absolute world star. You look at Bobby Firmino, what he did. Virgil van Dijk, coming from Southampton, yes, was a good player. He's made better players. He's made young players great player. Trent Alexander-Arnold. You look at Andy Robertson, average player at Hull, a world beater with Liverpool. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
What this guy is
Phil,
doing for Liverpool.
I want to pick up, and I know Simon's coming in a second. What a line from you. He's given us back our honour. at the football club. What do you mean?
He's made people talk about us. When he came in, we weren't of that ilk again. We were searching for it again after Brendan. It just wasn't there. We'd gone for titles, it just didn't happen. There was something missing. This guy gets our football club. He gets it massively, not just because of our history, of our footballing history. People know all about that. You have to get us as people. And there'll be people listening. Oh, here we go, Liverpool stuff again, right? You need to get us as people to succeed at our football club. And when you get us with the club, with the players together, the magic can happen. And that's what Jürgen has grasped, has given us back, is that real identity now. He's given us a great footballing way. You know, we've seen it for years, going for all these trophies again, going back through other managers. And we tried it at Liverpool. We done our best with Gerard Houllier. Rafa did his best, winning the Champions League. The miracle of Istanbul. Those things that start to wane a little bit. But Jürgen has brought all that back, and we should be ever so grateful of what him coming to our football club and what he's done for us.
Phil, here's Simon.
Phil, I mean, in the end, everything comes to an end. And I know that there's going to be an emotional outpourings because of the nature of Klopp and his personality and the fabric of the football club that's really been built in his image. And, of course, you'd have been through with Bill Shankly, and then the natural successor was Bob Paisley, and then Bob Paisley to Joe Fagan and Ronnie Moran. And at that time, Liverpool were dominating football. Liverpool haven't dominated football over the last 8 or 9 years, but what they have done is they've become a force again, a very significant force, and for the reasons that you lay out, and also challenging Man City in a way. Do you think that when Klopp goes and you move on, and whether it's someone like Xabi Alonso, the fact that this club now and the style of play and the manner in which it engages with the opposition has been built in Klopp's image, that's challenging for the next manager, not because they have to follow Klopp, but because it is so much about Klopp that the culture of a new manager may be very different to Klopp, and the group of players that have been assembled and the way that Liverpool are now where they are is so much about Klopp.
Oh, it is. It is. It's a big one, Simon. It's a big shoes to fill. How do you do it? Not just in the footballing sense, in the character, his passion of what he's brought. And it was, people have spoken about Bill Shankly, the worry about that, and Bob Paisley, and they were two different characters. Shanks had this wonderful accent, and Bob was Uncle Bob. Bob was a little bit, but to carry on and didn't win anything for 12 months, and questions were being asked. And that's what we will now be all looking at, even if it is Xabi Alonso, even if it is Steven Gerrard. I was really hoping, people spoke about it, Pep Linders, who has done a wonderful job with Jürgen Klopp, that he would. But if they all go as well, the staff, it is starting anew. And we all know, no matter what football club, you now bring people in with different things. You look at how Manchester United have struggled since Sir Alex Ferguson left. You know, it's difficult to replicate.
Phil, we're running out of time. Running out of time a bit. Here's Martin Keown.
Phil, obviously you were a very distinguished former player at Liverpool, and you lived through that, didn't you? You losing Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley coming in. What would your message be to the players, the current day players, to handle that enormity? Because it was just as big then as this is news today.
I totally agree with you. Is that the players, and I heard you before, Martin, I hope it is, because it's devastating news. Did they know about it? I wouldn't think so, because it would have leaked out as we spoke. But I do think it would be to rally the troops, to go for glory, to do as much as you can do, to every fibre that you have to put in to make this a special end to the season. It is a shock. We've just got to a final again under Jürgen Klopp, and we're still in all the competitions. Do your damnedest to make this special for him.
Phil Thompson, you always speak brilliantly when you're with us. Never better than today. Unbelievable. Phil Thompson, thank you so much for your contribution.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.